Silly times.
Okay, we'll start this meeting. The July 16th meeting. I'll start off here by everybody introducing themselves.
Joe Rubel, board member.
Bill Iker, board member.
Aaron Selking, vice chairman.
Mark Wayne, plan director.
Megan Fabish, assistant plan director.
Pat Hess, legal counsel.
First on the agenda, we have application for development standard variance DSV 2026-18 filed by Joni Graber at 4224 South, 450 West. They're wanting to construct a residence that would be 270 feet, 880 feet, and 946 feet from neighboring intensive livestock operations. For County Land Use Ordinance, Section 2-16-4-C, a residence must be 1,320 feet from neighboring intensive livestock operations. The land is located in Section 26 of French Township. Would Joni like to come forward? Come up here and tell us what you're wanting to do.
Just stand here or sit down as a matter.
You can
Yep.
sit down.
Appreciate it.
Don't start singing in that mic, just talk.
We wanna build on the back up 28 feet by 40, put 2 bedrooms in it and a bathroom in it and a cistern onto that store. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay. So it'd be an addition.
Yeah, addition on the back. So we're going 28 feet by 40. And I talked to the other one, Joe, whoever.
Over Tuesday.
Yeah, we're gonna put a holding tank in back of the building.
Okay.
So I'll tell you everything we're gonna do. The holding tank in the back of the building, we're gonna have it inside the toilet.
Okay.
That's what I wanna do.
So why not just add on instead of a house?
We're just adding on. We're just gonna add on. Used to be a bakery, we got rid of the bakery. And we're just gonna put like a slab house in, slab cement. We're just gonna add on to that, put bedrooms onto it. We're gonna live in there.
So they're converting a store to a house.
Yes,
Okay, well, I drove past there.
yes.
Yeah, I know
We're building the shed already. Probably seen the shed out?
Okay, I saw the concrete
Yes.
slab there and, yeah.
Mark was all about that. He was out.
That's for the buggy shed.
Okay, I wondered if that wasn't, and so just a little bit west of that is.
It's
the
Paul
building.
Iker is building the.
West of that.
West of that, yeah, a little bit west of that. You're right, yes. Just that 24 by 40, the building right there. We're gonna
Okay,
go behind that.
okay,
28 feet, 40. I'm just gonna come into it and 2 hits down and that's it.
okay. But that building stays.
That building stays. We're gonna live into that.
Okay,
We're just adding on to it.
okay,
We're not building a separate building, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We're just adding on to that. 28 feet by 40.
okay,
That's the reason for the location.
Yes.
If it's brand new, you could put it.
right.
If a brand new, it'd be a different story, but I figured it's just gonna add on to it. Maybe we can get, that's why we're doing it. But we're gonna go legal. I told him I wanna be legal with everything. I don't wanna go. That's what it is. And right on the other side, you see there, right on the other side, there's a bleach bed. And that's where that cement was. You see me drove past
Mm-hmm.
that shed, at the buggy shed. That's uprated. Boys will put it up today. They got the records up today. Yeah, that's what that is for my buggy and stuff.
Okay,
And just measured for fun, his current house that he lives in today is 529
He's west.
from
Yeah,
that closest one,
Across the creek.
which when that has been built since I've been in this seat, the building that we're measuring from.
Yeah.
Well, the calf barn,
Okay.
but that was back before we did the rules that we did. You could be,
Yep.
there was no measuring when he built that. So,
And there is a spot for leach field and
It's a gray water. Joe's gonna let me use that for gray water for sinks and stuff.
Okay.
But the toilet, I'm gonna have a toilet going out on the south side. I'm gonna have a holding tank for that.
Okay.
Joe's said it's, we'll look about that.
just so you have a lot line.
Yeah, he said I can still use that. Yeah, he's bringing it right up there. You can see the leach bed's right beside it. You can see 2 little dot right there is that gray water. And we're gonna, he said I can use that because it's not that old.
Okay.
He said. Yeah,
Gray water for the bakery.
I had put that bakery out back when Terry was still in here.
It's been a couple years ago.
Health department, yeah, Terry was in then. Yeah,
It was before I was here, so
Yeah.
that, I've been here
I think it
13
was-
years.
yeah.
2012.
2012, we put that up. Yeah.
You guys have any other questions? Anybody in the audience have any questions or comments? Yes,
How close is that to the open grade there, top of
Mean
top of the bank?
the ditch,
Yeah.
75 feet, a little more, probably about 80,
Okay.
70, 78. I measured that. I had to make sure when I did build that, he said I got 75 feet from there, and I went and took a tape measure and measured it.
So, and that's to the top of the bank?
Yeah, right there.
So
It's not very deep. It's just a little bit. It's not very a deep bank right there. Yeah.
I can't tell where the. I'm not sure where to measure to with those trees there.
Yeah, there's a lot of trees in there.
The total
Couple big trees there, and a tree right close to the creek.
to the closest area.
Yeah, I think, I don't know who it was, but he measured, helped me measure.
What is the dimension you need?
75 feet.
75, yeah, 75.
Variance is required.
I know that, 75 feet. I know when I built it, it had to be 75 feet.
but you wouldn't be able to get 75 feet if it's even short for existing building now.
I mean, like,
Yeah, it shows like it's less than 75. It's measuring 51 feet.
75, I made a tape measure.
Okay, well, you see where I'm measuring straight over
Yeah,
from your corner?
yeah,
Just,
right there.
we'll have to
But
double.
I don't know, who was on there before you was there? Neil,
Neil,
and we measured that, and he said right here, see, it's just a little dinky one. And he said he come over about 3 foot or so, 2 foot, and he said, that's close enough, it's good enough, so that's what I did,
well, we'll have to double check that.
yeah.
That might be an issue for another day.
Alrighty, any calls or letters?
No.
Ready for finding the facts? Number one, approval will or will not be injurious to public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community because
I would say will not, because they are building their residence closer than the distance that are required to the operations, as opposed to the other way around.
number two, the use and value of area adjacent to the property included in the development standards variance will or will not be affected in a substantial adverse manner because
Will not. That building was already there and they are adding on to it to make it a residence. And the gray water is taken care of and the septic is.
Agree.
number three, the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will not result in practical difficulties in the use of the property.
I would say it will, because they've got an existing structure that they would care to use for what I would say to be living space and so on.
Three.
Number four, if granted, the board prescribes the following conditions.
I would say that we need to make sure that we have the proper setback from the ditch and that the county surveyor is agreeable to the condition that is there.
Agreed.
Looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second.
I'll third it. For all those in favor?
Aye.
It's granted.
Thank you.
Enjoy your evening.
We're done, or we good?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Meet tomorrow.
Well, I'm gonna have to talk to him.
Okay, application number 2, an application for development standard variance DSV
Same thing.
2026-19 filed by Kevin M. Schwartz at 310 North, 125 West. They are wanting to build a residence that would be 75 feet from the center of the road. County ordinance, county land use ordinance, section 2-11-5-5-A. A structure must be 90 feet from the center of the road. The land is located in section 32 of Washington Township. Would Kevin and Schwartz come forward? Tell us what you're wanting to do.
I would really like to move it forward a little bit because my main supply water line goes right.
Could you speak up a little bit or turn the microphone?
I would really like to scoot it forward a little bit because my water line for my barn, my main water line that runs right behind there, I really don't want to try to cut it. My property's pretty narrow. I don't know if that matters or not.
So you're just adding on to this residence,
No, it's gonna be a new one.
a completely new one.
Yeah,
So the house that is next to it will be taken down.
yeah, because it's gonna get in it a little bit.
So where is the water line at?
It is literally that little
Is that
gray dot,
that-
yeah,
this
goes all the
line
way,
right here?
yeah, it goes all the way to my barn.
But you're planning on taking your house completely down and then building a new one?
Yeah.
Okay. And not over the existing.
No, I mean, it's gonna hit it maybe just a little bit.
How far is the old house from the road?
$81.
And how far is, it looks like your proposed new house, there is some distance to your water line.
Is that visible on there, your water line? Is
I
that
mean,
one of the lines, or can we really not even see it on this?
well, it's a little bit, it's kinda where that mark there is.
About there where his arrow is.
Yeah, yeah, almost there.
So very, 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 did you happen to go down the road at all? It's
What's that?
this crazy skinny lot. He had me out there asking me what options he had.
Probably not a lot of traffic on your road.
No,
There's nothing there.
I think that's T road, isn't it?
It's a stone road and it only goes, does it go a half a mile?
yeah, it's a mile long.
It goes a half mile from 124 and then makes a left. And it's all stone.
I think that's at 75 feet there. I think when I moved it 90 feet off the road, I thought I was gonna hit the water line. I think if I measured right.
Yeah. It's a stop sign.
Just out of curiosity, so it looks like what he's wanting to build is on an angle.
Mm-hmm.
That if he would turn it so it's square with the road, what is it'd be the south side of that house measure from
This
that
here?
corner, yeah, to the road. That if he would just put it square with the road, would that?
Got my HD80.
Yeah. Help mine, dude.
About 82. You see what he's asking? He's asking if there's a chance you could take the house that's crooked and straighten it. So that the corner that's 75 ends up being about 82, like the corner to the south.
How much,
Because once your other house is gone, it don't matter. I mean, I realize you're lining up with your other house, but this is a fresh slate, so.
how much is that? How much does that measure right behind the house? I thought I was kind of straight, but I don't, with the road running crooked, it's kind of hard to tell, sure. Still thought I'm gonna get in a little bit, but I might have measured wrong.
What measurement are you wanting? There's 77 feet to the back corner. 57 to the grass.
Where is it to that water line, or roughly to that water line?
I don't know where the water line is.
You know,
What's the water line?
water lines can be changed. I mean, that's not,
Are you talking the well? You mean like an actual well or a line?
Yeah, I think it's just lines.
Now on the sketch that you put together, it shows the old house being parallel with the road and the new one being parallel. But I don't know if maybe that wasn't the real intention. This is the intention to be.
I was gonna guess it's square to the road, but
Well, the water line looks like this thing right here.
yeah,
Okay, so you got 15 feet from that corner.
and that's about, if we move it back 90 feet, that's about 15 feet. I'm afraid I'm gonna cut it, but that's what I'm asking.
12 feet.
The reason is, I did it a couple years, I pumped it up, and carried it with buckets, and I was trying so hard to get away with that,
Yeah.
because
I don't believe it.
when it's so hot, it's a chore, but
You
Even
just,
when it's cold.
And again, this is a half a mile road.
yes. Half a mile stone road. Yes, sir.
I don't have any more questions.
For me, if you could take that south end, if you got 82 feet, just do 80 feet, square the house up.
then we wouldn't be any closer than the old house.
And I think at that point in time, you'd still have 10 feet from the water line, wouldn't you?
It's
Ballpark.
12 feet now. I mean, from this corner, so. You would be safe if you were 80 feet off the road, square with the road.
Okay.
And you will not hit that water line.
Okay.
You'll be 10 or 12 feet from it. If that's what you're saying. So does he have to officially ask for 80?
What's that? Sorry.
They're talking about possibly talking about 80 feet instead of 75. And does he need to officially declare that that's what he would like to ask?
Yes, and then you can make that.
You have to officially ask them if you can have 80 feet.
okay, is that okay if I go 80 feet then? Can I have 80 feet? from
Or
the
if that's what his request is, and then you vote on that.
Yep. Now that's what you're looking for.
Let's do this. Questions?
Is there any polls? Any comments from the audience? Okay, we'll go to finding the facts. And number one, approval will not be injurious to public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community because
I'll say will not. We're no closer than the old house. We're gravel road and we're 80 foot away. We should be good.
Agreed.
the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the development standard variance will or will not be affected in a substantial adverse manner because
And say will not. For one, an old residence is being taken down and a new one will be going up, which should be beneficial to everyone.
Agreed.
the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will or will not result in practical difficulties in the use of the property.
I'd say will, because if you make the 90 feet is what we're seeing here, he would have to have additional cost of water line to replace it.
Agreed.
If granted, the board prescribes the following conditions.
No closer than 80 feet, and that would be to the eve, correct?
If you overhang into the center of the road.
Need a motion?
Make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Granted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Minutes from last month.
Make a motion to accept as written.
Agreed.
Any old business? Any new business?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Adjourned.
We were in the street this year.
All right, I have 7:01 and I officially call this meeting of the Adams County Plan Commission to order on July 16th. Thank you all for coming tonight. Make sure you sign in the sign-up sheet. You missed that memo. We do have a quorum. I know Doug Hartman and Fred is not here tonight, but we have a 9-member board and 7 are here. And since we have a good audience here tonight to join us, we will go around and do some introductions, starting with Doug.
Okay, Doug Bauman, Commissioner.
Phil Iker, board member, appointed.
Paul Rumpel, board member appointed.
Ben Rediger, board member appointed.
Brad Colhagen, Purdue Extension and Adams County A&R Extension Educator, and I'm here by state statute, chair of the meeting.
Mark Wynn, plan director.
Megan Fawbush, assistant plan director.
Pat Hess, legal counsel.
Gene Whitty, appointed member.
Mike Whirling, Adams County Surveyor by statute.
All right, with that, if you don't know and haven't seen the agenda, we have a really full agenda, more than we've had in recent times here. So hang in there and we'll get through things tonight. First things is the rezone by Tyler Bloom. So whoever is representing that wants to come up. Again, when you speak, we want your name and address and where you're from and that type of stuff. The background on this, there's really 3 different petitions to rezone. And I think it's safe to say we'll kind of discuss these all together. Probably need separate votes on these because there's 3 different parcels, but in summary, so everyone's up to par on this, we have a petition to rezone for an R 2026-03. Which is a 6.46 acre tract of land along 100 West. And then 04 parcel is a 54.36 acre tract of land along 450 North and 100 West. And then the third one is our 2026-05, 11.37 acre tract of land along 450 North to be changed at 450 North. And so these 3 parcels are all currently in ag production, but is zoned R1 single family residence. And so we're just kind of trying to get our stuff caught up to match what is actually going on. And so we're wanting to go from change from R1 single family residence to ag. The land is currently located in section 9 of Washington Township for all 3 parcels. With that, I will let Tyler, and you can state your name and address for the record, and you can tell us any information you need to tell us.
I'm Tyler Bloom, and we're just wanting to rezone it because it's in R1 and it's all obviously been ag farm production for eons. And I think whenever we rezoned our house, which is right beside there, they couldn't find back in the minutes way back when it was actually flipped to residential way back when anyways. So that's why we had rezoned at our place. Now we have a land contract to purchase all that. And so we want to just get it all put together as agriculture. Means it's farm ground anyways. So we're representing Mark and Tracy currently.
Okay. With that, are there any questions or concerns from the board at this time? Questions or concerns? Tyler? Okay. All right, if there is none at this time, we can go to the audience. for questions and answers and things like that. I guess we did get a letter, and I typically do share these, whether they're here or not. I do share those because it did come to us, and we got these letters in front of us tonight here. So I will quickly read this real quick here. This one is regarding the petition to Tyler Broom rezoning. Proposed rezoning of land near our residence from residential to agriculture. We understand this to imply the presence of livestock, since our land is already in use as agricultural growing grain, which raises concerns about potential odors. We would strongly oppose this measure as we are already experiencing significant issues with odors and an increased insect population from existing livestock located approximately half a mile to the south of our property, which lies on 450 North. Furthermore, I think this is too close to town and too close to the future industrial park next adjacent to our property. This would discourage future purchases of the industrial park area. Sincerely, John and Trudy Eisenman. So that was a letter there. I wanted to share that. So at this time, we will open it up for public, if anybody has anything that they want to say. Okay. Can you, can you leave then, if you would, Tyler, and sit back there, and then, yes, come up here and again, state your name and address for the record.
So, Trudy Eisenman, and we live on the 450 North, which is directly north there, and behind our property is the industrial park area. And so 26 years we've been living there. We haven't really had a problem with odor until the last year and a half. So just don't want it to increase. If this zoning gets okayed by the board, I would request that a 1/4 mile buffer be in place on the other side of the 450 North. And that if they proceed and encourage livestock to go that direction, that a foliage buffer be in place to filter out the odors. That is recommended by the state of Michigan and the state of Iowa University that can offer a filter. That's my request. A foliage filter, if that goes through. And then also a 1/4 mile buffer between the industrial park and 450 North and the additional livestock that might be going on. So here is document from Iowa State University and Michigan State University. You don't have to read it.
All right. We'll pass it around up here quick. Yeah. Break. It's just talking about a windbreak to mitigate odor and more green horizons. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anybody else? From the audience? Questions, concerns? Okay. All right. I should give Tyler, do you have anything more to say at this point? Okay. Any more questions or concerns for the board?
I think this is, like, we're doing a rezone today. The livestock's another issue. So that is the country. So that's my theory.
On the rezone, can there be a stipulation, no livestock put on it?
No.
Would
I
you
would-
repeat that, Paul?
Can there be a condition put on the rezone that livestock cannot be put on it?
An applicant could offer up a written commitment. But, you know, rezoning, we don't do conditional rezoning.
Because everything we have says it's gonna be crop farmed. And the neighbors are concerned about livestock. We just
Sure.
thought that would be a way the neighbors and the applicant could work this out.
That would be something they could do. I mean, technically you could require the written commitment. I usually I think those are more appropriate with BZA matters and plats and development plans than they are rezonings. But the applicant could offer up something like that.
It's just,
I guess, Tyler, do you have any immediate plans for livestock on these parcels? Yeah,
Tyler should be.
I guess our plans with the property is, it's really rough ground and we'd like to clean it up. The ditch there is way overgrown and obviously it costs everybody a lot of money whenever you try to dip the ditch. And the one ditch needs clean there. And so, I mean, other than land clearing and stuff like that, as of right now, we're probably gonna plant grass in some of those patches because they just don't grow crops. But as of right now, that's what we're doing. We're just trying to get it all. And if that one parcel there by the trailer park, obviously everybody knows that the lovely trailer park has a lot of issues going on with it. We're trying to clean all that mess up. And so that's what we're doing with it right now. And then plant grass, then we'll probably just bale hay for right now, as of right now.
So if it stayed residential, you could still follow your plans you're wanting to do.
The problem is it's already like farm ground, which is not residential, obviously. And so why would we not just switch it over now?
But this way you're prepared if the board doesn't go your way, it still will not affect your plans, will it? Because you'll still be able to
As
plant
of
grass and
right,
crops.
as of right now, it should not. However, if say we wanted to put a pasture around the whole thing and say we wanted to graze it, seasonal graze it or something like that, we could, but as of right now, no. I know there was issues at one time, people before me had horses in that thicket out there and they brought up the matter they needed to get things rezoned. And I just wanted to put everything to bed and make sure it was all squared away before we took ownership of it.
So. Can I ask a question and for Tyler and everybody? I assume you're the renter of the ground there now?
Correct.
Is the landowner in favor of this? How does that work without a landowner requesting and?
They signed the
Speaking
application.
They
towards
have to
it.
sign the application.
They have-
That they agree to it all.
Okay, so that's what's required. Okay.
more questions or concerns? All right, seeing none, we will, again, these are rezones and there's 3 different parcels. And this would be a recommendation to the commissioners. So like I say, when we go along tonight, I may repeat that a little bit, but again, it's not a done deal tonight. The ultimate decision is back on the commissioners' agenda, depending on what we do tonight, I guess you could say a little bit. So we need, we will take probably them 3 in a row here. There's an 03, 04, and 05 parcel. And we either make a positive recommendation, negative recommendation, or we've actually said maybe no recommendation, right? So I will entertain something from the board at this time.
So we cannot put any conditions on. It's just either a recommendation or no recommendation or, okay.
I believe so.
I think that's better, you know, the applicant could do that. I think the commissioners could do that. Their final, but at this point, just make your up, down, or no recommendations at all. Not choked up over here. It's in my voice.
You abstain?
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you can say that you abstained before anything.
Oh, yeah, I abstained.
I make a motion to rezone them to ag.
All right. Ben made a motion to, and you're just doing
All 3 of them.
all 3. Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Bill's gonna second that. All right, so we do have a motion to recommend this to the commissioners, a positive thing, and we will take all three parcels at this time. We'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify, and you're going to abstain by raising your right hand. 5, and all those abstain, or not abstain, opposed. Okay, 1, and 1 abstain. So, okay, recommendation passes 5 to 1 to 1 abstain. Good there. All right, thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is the petition to rezone filed by Miller Land Surveying. I'm representing Mark Beaumont for the Winchester Metal subdivision. So on this, there's really two different things again, but we're going to kind of talk about them all together here, and then we'll proceed to vote separately. There's a petition to rezone the R 2025-06. I should say it was 26. By Miller Land Surveying in Monroe, Indiana, representing Mark Bromlin. He is requesting the zoning of a 21.53 acre tract of land to be changed from ag to R1, single family residence. The land is located in sections 28 and 29 of Root Township. And then, like I say, so we'll have to have a rezone here, which would be a recommendation to the commissioners. And then if that's a positive thing, then we have to approve the application for a major subdivision plat approval for the Winchester Metal subdivision. So I think, and they're proposing the major subdivision will have 5 lots and will be located on the northwest corner of the Northwest Winchester Road and 750 North. Land is located in sections 28 and 29 of Root Township. So with that, we will turn it over to.
I'll take the lead on this. Brett Miller, Miller Land Surveying. I got Trevor Gray also here with me tonight representing Mark Beaumont. So like was mentioned, I guess we'll talk both of them simultaneously, I guess. Obviously, if we're trying to do more than 3 lots in Adams County, we have to rezone to do a major subdivision of 5 lots. So what we're proposing with this rezone, with the 5 lots, we have regional sewer that runs along Winchester. We're adjoining a subdivision that's directly to the west. We're going to be large lots, somewhere between 3 acres up to 5 acres. This is directly north of the Cross Creek expansion too. So even though this is ag, we are right adjoining other residential uses. The regional sewers out there, so we don't have to do septics. We can tie into that. Plenty of capacity for these 5 homes. Each house would have a well, private well. We'd be looking at 4 driveways off of Winchester, 1 off of 750. And as far as storm drainage, being that we're doing grass on these 5 acres versus row crops, we're actually helping the cause for stormwater. So the reason that we don't have any proposed detention. I don't think I have anything else to add to this. I can entertain any questions unless you have something.
What's the speed limit? And did you meet the driveway spacings then?
Yeah, these lots are 300 foot wide, so we have plenty of spacing between. Unlike the last one, we went back and forth. Those lots were really narrow. They'd have lots of road frontage.
Is that area rather flat, concerning more driveways coming out on Winchester, which is pretty busy road?
I believe the farm's got.
The visibility would be good from each driveway?
It's right before pre-stress out there. It's right before pre-stress on going on.
there's quite a change in elevation from Winchester Road to the field there.
Right.
How is that gonna be handled, or what do you see happening to that if they were either entering their lots or exiting back onto Winchester?
Yeah, I mean, we're just looking at doing one house on each of these 4 acres, so they have plenty of room. I mean, I don't have a great answer because it's just a little house on this 4 acres. I think Winchester is relatively flat through there. It's the farm field that's got a lot of slope.
Yeah, down
So,
through the side ditch.
yeah. We're leaving that up to the buyer of each lot to handle how they're gonna drain it or grade each lot.
Another concern is that little triangle up there against lot 9 of Barrington Woods. I assume that's gonna be transferred to that owner.
Correct.
I would not like to see the subdivision approved while that's still existing as a landlocked lot.
I agree.
So
I think it's these are kind of going hand in hand. If everything
Okay,
goes
yeah,
well
so-
tonight, then that will be
So if we would approve that, I would recommend that we put a condition on it. That the lot is transferred before the, anything is sold there. Or before, so it can't be
Plat's
landlocked.
recorded.
Was
Before
like-
the plat's recorded.
Before the plat's recorded, yes, right. So that property would not be landlocked.
to the west of lot 1, Mark.
Up a little farther,
That little truck.
right there.
When we were starting the process, the
Ah.
adjoining owner wanted just some buffer to square up his lot. So we've done a survey that's pending this, that triangle would be transferred to the owner of lot 9 right there.
Are there any plans for the city of Decatur to annex any of this you're aware of, or?
Not that I'm
or
aware of.
Does the city of Decatur, how close are they to any of that?
Across the street there,
Yeah.
golf course,
Couple mile, I think.
Right here.
right there's the closest point.
That's Sawgrass Lane is city of Decatur?
This line right here.
Everything you see in brown there was the last addition, and there's a lot of houses being constructed out there right now, quite a few.
So do they have city water there?
In the subdivision, they do, yeah.
Yeah.
But Barrington would have to be annexed to have that you can't annex without being adjoining. So all of those-
392 feet away.
And the city, the rural sewer goes by that out to Winchester Road, and actually the north lots of that subdivision are feeding into the rural sewer to come around because of the slope there in the subdivision, so.
Barrington Woods, the people live in Barrington Woods, they all have their, separate wells. They're not,
I'm assuming.
I believe so.
okay.
Just a question, why isn't access to those lots from the drives that are there in the subdivision?
Twofold. I don't believe Barrington Woods neighbors would want that. Two, I think some of them, I think that South Road, I think there's a little sliver there that's not, I think it's owned by somebody else.
Yeah, that's the section line right there. So that lot, that road, a street is just divided out by that section line through there.
If you click on that,
It shows an owner.
okay, so
Yeah.
maybe legally they could, I guess, extend it.
I think
We-
that's,
The owners don't want to just make sure everybody's,
but I believe that's all dedicated to the public there, that roadway,
so
both of them.
They don't want the traffic, you're saying.
I wouldn't think so, but
That's pretty good sized lots. If someone, one of the 4 acre lots, someone wants to build a barn, and have some livestock, was that gonna be permissible?
No, no livestock in R
It's
one.
not residential.
Okay,
We were thinking about doing smaller lots and doing kind of a Barrington Woods, and then the owner decided we'd rather just do this for the big lots versus,
yeah, 4, 8. Basically 20 acres.
yes, a little over 21.
This doesn't alleviate the housing situation, and
No,
that's not what we're here to discuss, but I mean, you just.
but I think that, I mean, this size of lots, I mean, is very generous and matches a lot of stuff in this area.
Any more questions or comments from the board this time? Anything? No, okay. All right, we will, like last time, we would go to the audience here. Before we do that, we did get a letter here for this one, and I'll try to, again, quickly share this here so everyone is up to par. Again, so we don't repeat a lot of things and have a lot of repetition tonight. It says, "Dear members of the board, given the insufficient information surrounding rezoning petition R06, we respectfully request that the petition be denied at this time. Several key questions and concerns must be addressed before proceeding with any rezoning. Specifically, we seek clarification on the following issues. There are 6 of them. Number 1, access to the proposed lots. We kind of briefly talked about that. How and where will vehicle access be established? Winchester Road currently experiences high traffic volumes with a blind spot near a pre-stress area. Drivers traveling through the factory zone often accelerate quickly, which could pose safety risks for entering and turning vehicles, as well as for children and animals in the proximity to the lots. Number 2, water supply considerations. Where will the homes obtain their water? The area already contains numerous residents and businesses that rely on the well water. If new residents lead to the lowering of the local water table, who will be responsible for costs associated with the deepening and the replacing of the wells? Number 3, stormwater management. How will runoff from roofs and driveways be handled? The existing natural waterways in this area already flooded during heavy rains, causing Winchester Road to flood as well. Permanent high water signage indicates ongoing issues with drainage and flooding. Number 4, infrastructure maintenance. Who will be responsible for repairing private drainage tiles? Any 8-inch private tile runs from 750 north across the field toward Priestess property on Winchester Road. There is a catch basin on the northeast side of Winchester Road between 750 north and the residence at 7595 northwest Winchester Road that drains into the 8-inch private tile. Additional private tiles connect from Barrington Woods into this same 8-inch private tile. Any damage or blockage of these tiles could result in flooding of roads and properties. No county-owned drainage infrastructure currently exists to mitigate this. And then they have attached a little map of basically what you're seeing up there. And they've noted some blue lines coming across that. It's all in front of you guys. You got the letter up here, but they have drawn in some blue lines with private title and then the catch basin there. Up to 7 homes tied to the main tile. That's what we're talking about. Number 5, proximity to industrial activity. Building homes near the pre-stress facility raises concern about noise from machinery, heavy equipment, and safety beepers, which may operate as early as 5 a.m. and as late into the evening. The dust generated by such activity could also impact the air quality and the visual environment of future residences. Last one, number 6, considering these concerns, prospective homebuyers seeking adequacy in land size and modern comfort are likely to look elsewhere for properties better suited for their needs. Will these prospective homebuyers purchase land and build high-end homes next to an addition that is nearly 70 years old? This brings about the concern that the rezoning could lead into increased housing density, such as apartment complexes or affordable housing rather than single-family homes. In light of the above, we respectfully urge the board to deny the petition. Sincerely, Nick and Denise Everett. All right, so I thought I'd share that. At this time, we can go to the audience, I guess. Are you, I guess, yeah. Okay, yes. Yeah, please come up here, state your name and address, and yes.
I'm James Bronzy. I live at 1021 West Oak Dean Drive, Decatur.
Yeah, go ahead.
You answered one of my questions, which was a concern. I don't know all the rules as far as R1, R2, this kind of thing, but the R1, from what I have read, unless I'm wrong, they cannot have livestock on these lots.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that was one of my concerns. The other concern is, from what I understand, is R1, you can put a mobile home or a manufactured home on an R1 lot, which will depreciate the value of our homes in our neighborhood. I can't see anybody buying a 5-acre lot and putting a mobile home on it, but it is a concern of mine. I don't know if there's something that could be written in that you can't put a mobile home on these lots. Trailer, basically mobile home trailer or manufactured. Again, I don't know the rules. I just want to bring this up so I can learn from this also. My other concern was, and you was talking about it, and I don't know if that's something that you guys stop, if we have to stop this later on, or if it's a battle later on, is getting annexed. Cross Creek is right across the street from us on 750. The entrance is off on 750, also Tigers Trail on Winchester Road. Now we're adding more houses out there. Are they going to come out since there's, 5 more houses plus us and turn around and annex us? We already have the sewage out there, but I don't have any of the other entities that the city offers. The sewage goes down my street, and the last lot there on Oak Dean where your little triangle is, that one's not hooked into sewage yet. The person's trying to sell that lot now because the city built all these homes out in Cross Creek, and now these lots is getting sold, so he's trying to sell that lot also. There's just some concerns. I mean, I don't want annexed. I don't want farm animals out there. And I'm concerned about the entrances off of it, which I don't want Oak Dean Drive to go all the way through because I don't want more traffic in my neighborhood. You was talking about the vision out there on Winchester Road, the very first lot 1, that is a blind spot right there. That comes by pre-stress, it comes down a hill and a curve right there. So that is a blind spot. So whoever owns that lot, you're gonna be really careful coming out there. Plus, that section right there is a freaking drag strip with a lot of the traffic coming out of pre-stress. Again, not my concern, that's the sheriff's concern. But I don't want farm animals out there in a trailer.
Yeah, we'll give Brett some time here to address some of that maybe, but yeah,
Okay.
definitely, I think the livestock is out for sure.
Good.
Yeah, like I say, the safety. and
Am I
speed.
wrong on a R1, you can put a mobile home on it, a trailer?
You can put a manufactured home.
You can put a
If
manufactured.
it's on a foundation.
Okay, but not a trailer.
Well,
I think a
it-
manufactured home would
there's
also.
a mix of words. So the word mobile home is still used by people, but technically those died 30, 40 years ago.
Okay.
Manufactured home, which is what's built
Right
in
here
town
in
here now
Decatur, yeah.
on a metal rail is called a manufactured home.
Yeah.
And if it's put on a permanent foundation as opposed to skirting,
Mhm.
yes, those can go in R1.
Good.
They consider anything built in a factory. So our wording in the old days was modular, manufactured, mobile. And mobile's disappeared, but people still use it and get it
Yeah.
confused. And a manufactured home is both wood framed like All American used to do and the manufactured home is on steel frame like is being built now by Champion.
Okay,
The difference is how it gets set.
okay.
Um,
Either way, they can be put together in 2 hours.
Correct.
I don't like manufactured homes either,
correct,
so.
I get it, but yeah, that's,
But
they
from
are.
what
they
I
are
read, a trailer, you could move a trailer on an R1 lot. That's false, or is that true?
Say that again.
A trailer, like out there on 27 at
It's
the
not on
trailer
a
park, you
permanent
know what I'm saying?
foundation and it's skirted, you'd not be able to do that.
You can't, I mean, it'd have to go on a permanent foundation, no matter what they brought in. It'd have to meet our criteria as far as age and all that.
Those I don't want.
I'm guessing the lots will cost more than the manufactured.
Again,
home.
I think, somebody's gonna buy that, it's not gonna move it in, but it is a concern of mine. I mean.
Right.
Somebody buys it and all of a sudden, you know what, I don't want it, and they turn around and sell it to somebody that does put it on there, so.
Yep.
Good concerns, yeah. And the annex, I don't know that we can totally answer that. We're county.
Right.
I mean, this is city of Decatur. We don't know what, I mean, not gonna lie, been here 25 years and we've always said like, we're
Yeah.
kind of waiting on Decatur to kind of.
Since they've done the sewer, I mean, our Barrington Road, if we get a heavier rain, it floods. It never did that before they did the sewer out there. Now all of a sudden it is.
Say that again, Jim.
When they come out and they hooked us up with city sewage, Barrington Road, where you pull in, if we get a heavier rain, it floods. I mean, the water's all the way across the road. It stands this deep and it takes a while for it to drain. And I told them what I thought the problem was. Where the drain is, it's filled with freaking human waste. And they didn't clean it out. Fleming's come out there, they didn't clean it out, they didn't fix it, and it floods more there now. They promised us, if they cut down our streets, new streets. I didn't get a new street. They come in, some outfit from Huntington, put a little patch of asphalt in the street, and that was it, They cut across 750 when they're hooking up all these homes at Cross Creek. Now there's a dip in the road there. They didn't fix that either. Just a lot of things going on. It just needs to be done right. But my biggest concern is the animals, annexation, and trailers, dropping the value of my house down.
Here's, I got a question for Brett. 5 acres is a lot of mowing. Do they plan on keeping it mowed and attractive, or could possibly weeds be growing up? And I mean, you can't tell a landowner or
That's possible anywhere. That happens.
I mean, they're gonna be tempted to wanna have a horse that size of lot or a little 4-H project.
Honestly, I live on a lot just like this. I live in the country, but it's technically an addition. It's R1. I can't have any, I keep all mine mowed. All my neighbors keep it mowed. But I mean, we see that in town.
No guarantee.
Yeah,
Right.
That's why they have weed ordinances.
I got one like that at the entrance. They don't mow their stuff. The weeds is 5-6 feet tall, so. The county needs some ordinances about that. Done?
All right, yep. Anybody else have any questions, concern, comments from the audience? All right.
Mark's a great guy, don't get me wrong, okay? He could have sold this off to 30, 40 homes, whatever. He's doing the right thing by doing this. I have nothing against Mark. He's a fantastic guy. I just have a few concerns.
No, very good concerns. Very good. Yep. All right, no more concerns or questions. Brent, do you want to say anything more at this time? We had the letter and then his concerns, if there was anything.
I think on the letter, I addressed most of those. I think the only item was the private drainage. I think I'd just like a copy of the letter that had those tiles shown on it. That was with the letter.
I could email it to you.
That way I can send it to Mark. That way you can attach it to the people that are buying to build the houses, just so they're aware.
Scan digitally, so I'll
Okay,
just
if you could
email it to you.
just email that to me. I think everything else on there I had addressed, I think initially in my letter. Mr. Franzi's comments, mobile home, I guess, these lots are probably gonna sell and mark, probably 125,000. They have to put in a well, driveway. Not saying someone can't buy it and do that.
Probably
I
not. though.
would think extremely unlikely. You brought up a good point on the possible access on lot one. Driveway cut permit still needs pulled by the county highway for them to put in a driveway. So we'll make sure we get those preliminary done before the plat's recorded, just in case we have to do some type of shared driveways or do some shifting. So we'll make sure that's done prior to the plat being recorded. I think my only comment on the annexation, I think probably highly unlikely, just because my understanding, Pat can chime in, I think they have to provide water service, no more wells, probably improve the streets. Probably not something they're too excited to be doing.
We can't answer the annexation
But
at all, but I'm just gonna show you.
That's just my 2 cents on.
This over here on the other side of the road is not annexed. And those houses have been there for I don't know how long. On Pickley Road. And it's because of the water, what he just said. If they started the conversation about wanting to annex you guys, they would have to provide water. And that's expensive and they don't wanna do it. That's why they let the people that do the new additions, they put all the water in and they just take it.
Now the water's right there across the road, across the creek.
Right, but it's still expensive. So it's highly unlikely.
I don't have anything else to add.
I have one question or point possibly. If we change it, can someone purchase one of these lots and then make another major on it? Where they could take buy the 5 acre lot, put 5 houses on it? Cause you have sewer already there. Just this way we're clear, or it's just the next question.
Have all of them, just.
It has to come back for plat.
Yeah, they always have to come in front of us, but is that possible? That's all I'm asking. Yep. Could a family buy that 5 acre and put 2 or 3 houses on it? With it being, with the sewer there, they'd have to file for a major again. But that is is that a possibility?
And then, you're gonna, they probably have to put a street in.
Yeah, that's just a question.
Possible? The answer is yeah.
Yes, but I know it's not.
That's all, that's the only answer I can get.
And that's just so the residents beside it know that it is possible, but not likely.
They could put in their restrictive covenants that the lots can't be subdivided. That's the private matter.
They could put in their private matter, no manufactured
They
homes.
could. You could put that in the covenants, no manufactured home. But in there that you have to have so much masonry on the front of the house.
All right, any more questions or concern from the board then? Time? Otherwise, I will entertain, first thing we need to do is have a positive, negative, or no recommendation back to the commissioners to rezone this. That's the first order of business on this.
I'll make a motion to recommend for it contingent upon resolution of the on lot one there, as Mike brought up. Having that resolved, recommendation to approve.
I don't mean to interrupt, Fred. This motion's on the rezoning. Let's save that condition for the plat, please.
So you're still making a motion to
But
recommend
this,
this.
we,
Okay.
we hear a lot of discussion about urban sprawl and things of that nature. This is right outside of town. It's exactly what we talk about all the time. They've got sewer there, so.
So do we have a second on the recommendation to rezone? Okay, There was no second for a recommendation to rezone. So I will need another, at this time, another recommendation, a negative recommendation to not rezone this, or no recommendation, I guess, as Pat has said, to punt, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why that's in state law, so that the plan commission can get it off their agenda. If they can't reach a consensus on whether to recommend approval or denial, then you send it to the commissioners with an neutral. No recommendation one way or the other. Knowing that the commissioners have the final say. I mean, if you recommended approval, the commissioners could see it a different way and vice versa. And that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to work.
I'll make a motion for no recommendation then.
Second.
Just for clarification.
Yeah, clarify that. That's where I'm confused. Is it,
We're not
you're
recommending
not
anything,
recommending
or
for
we're
or
recommending
against,
don't
or are
pass?
you
It's a,
not recommending to rezone?
it's a, that neutral thing you were just talking about. What
It's
what
a
was
no
it?
recommendation
It's
at
no
all.
No
recommendation.
recommendation at
Yes.
all. Okay,
That-
that's what you
from the
said.
board here.
Okay, that's just what I'm,
Yeah.
okay, so there is no recommendation, positive or negative,
Right.
at this point. Okay, so Gene has that motion, I guess, on the floor. Is there a second?
There was a second.
All got the second? All right, so all those in favor of sending this back to the commissioners with no recommendation whatsoever to rezone, please signify by raising your right hand. Okay.
Abstain.
And you got one abstain, all those opposed? Okay. All right, so we got, that no recommendation to rezone passes 5-1 to 1 abstain. All right.
If the
So help
commissioners
me-
say pass, can we vote on the subdivision? So we don't have to come back.
I know.
Well, it can be conditional on.
You could vote on it conditioned upon the property being rezoned to residential. And then the only thing you really need to consider here is, does this plat meet the requirements of the subdivision control ordinance? And staff, did you review it? And minimum lot area is met? All the other requirements of zoning or the subdivision control ordinance are met?
Yes.
Then, if there are no nonconformities on the plat, then you're bound by state law to approve it. But in this case, it would be conditional on the property being rezoned. So if the commissioners do not like the rezoning request and they turn it down, you don't have to vote again on the plat to deny it, or if they vote to approve it, you don't have to vote again on the plat to approve it. It's just sitting there, conditionally approved, latent, until the commissioners act.
So I'll make a motion to approve condition contingent upon approval by commissioners.
And that driveway issue, yeah.
Well, and Mike's.
And the plat,
Yeah.
the small triangle parcel being transferred before signature of the.
Before the plat gets
Plat.
recorded.
Yeah.
So we do have a motion to accept the application of the major subdivision plat by Fred with those contingencies. And the commissioners, of course, approving the rezone. Is there a second? Second, you have to do it by law. Right? So we got a second from Ben. All right, all those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Okay. And all those opposed. So this motion passes 6-0 to 1 abstain. Yeah, provided the commissioners approve.
What date will that be for the commissioners?
Likely at least in 2 weeks, depending on Mark Burry's office, on how fast they get the ordinance written up.
They do have by statute 60 days, I think,
Okay.
to act. If they don't act and there was a no recommendation, it's considered denied.
I'll try to remember to let you know once I know.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right. Next item on the agenda is it's an application for an IADM regulated confined feeding operation filed by Chris Adams at 4717 South, 350 East. He is wanting to operate a farm consisting of 9,600 head of hogs. The land is located in section 30 of Blue Creek Township. And we will let you guys take it away. Please state your name and address and stuff before you start talking.
Chris Adams, I live on 5505 South, 200 East in Bern.
Matt Adams, live 3790 East State Road 218, Bern.
Yeah, and we're just wanting to expand our hog operation, and this is 2 new barns we'd like to put up, and kind of, I'm sure it'll come up, but why we chose this site, I mean, it's got tree cover and it's up on a hill, a good spot to build. And then it's kind of also, from my house, it's in line with our other hog barns as far as like doing chores on a daily basis. So I guess it's kind of like on a route, but yeah.
We also have a decent land base there for manure application that provide, not saying that it's never going to happen, but like we shouldn't have to truck the manure very often. So it's a good spot for nutrients and build up the soil. We grain farm a little bit, so it'll be nice to have those nutrients there.
All right. Any questions, concern, comments from the board?
Maybe one, how does the gallonage figure out? How often would you have to truck off versus your local area there, like you mentioned? How long can you do that and not go over fertility limits or application rates?
Yeah, I believe that we have like around 600 and some odd acres signed up for to be able to put this manure on. And so like just thinking out loud here, probably it would be quite a few years before we would have to. I mean, there's 500 contiguous acres out of the 600 that's right there, so it would be a decent amount of time. Yeah.
So
not to say we wouldn't sometime, and just.
Do you have a figure on the gallonage you'd have to apply each fall? What's the figure on that?
Basically,
and per acre?
Yeah, both is each barn is about 1.5 million gallons. So I mean, I'd have to
the how many gallons annually? It's about
1.5 million and times 2, but
So just off of
3 million gallons a year.
What's that?
2.5 to 3 million gallons a year the site will produce.
Right. And then, we go off the agronomic rates and, just spitballing 5,000 gallon the acre, something like that. So whatever that comes out to.
Yeah, if I guess we're talking about just straight pumping from that site to the land without putting it on a truck. There's close to 500 acres there, which would be roughly like 6,500 gallons per acre every year.
Just knowing what I know from application rates, that's well within limits that you shouldn't have any trouble. So that's why I'm asking the question for benefit of non-farmers that don't know livestock.
Sure.
So.
How far away is it from your other operation?
It's a little over 2 miles.
2 mile.
And then I guess probably, I don't know how much you guys do know, but obviously we have the item permit has been granted. So we went through all that process and which is pretty rigorous.
So how far away is the nearest house?
600 feet.
So it'd be to the west there, and we have we're gonna keep that tree cover right there in that woods in between.
That's the requirement. IDEM is requiring
Right.
600.
Yep.
Can you explain the berming that you're having done on your site? The berming that you're having done?
Is that the?
It's in your state packet.
What's the?
What he's referring to the wetlands and identified.
This way the public understands why.
It's a great question.
Because you're farther enough away from the ditch, it's not a problem. You just
Well,
have a
we
unique.
wanted to make sure we had everything that we need. We wanted all of our T's crossed and I's dotted and so we didn't want to come into this and somebody say, why don't you have that? We wanted to have it, so.
I think there's a little wetland spot in that woods, and it's to divert anything coming from that hog barn will get diverted away for a certain amount of feet before it becomes an issue, I guess. So
Mike, there's no county located tile in that.
No, nothing in the distance. I assume that's a little muck hole out there in the field that you're gonna have to avoid. Well, you probably will, or you're gonna.
I mean, you want to get stuck a bunch.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You'll have to go around it. But no, the drain is there, and we have dipped it, the one part of it goes to the east. The last couple of years, so. And you'll have to IDAM will have you stay away from the top of the ditch by, what is it, 60 feet, or how close can you go?
As far as for land application?
Yeah, for land application.
Well, if there's a grass buffer there, quote me on this, but yeah, whatever we're required to.
So there is a buffer set by IDEM along the open drain.
And there is a grass, like we have there's a grass trail along that ditch and so, and there's actually.
Compost animals.
Mhm.
There was some confusion as far as the integrator, and there were two different addresses for this Country View Farms or Country View Family Farms versus, another individual that's coming up. And they were not wanting to sign the paperwork, and where does that all stand? And is there a representative here tonight?
There's a couple representatives, go ahead.
Yeah, they are here and.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the hang up, I guess?
Yeah, well, yeah, on our ordinance, that initially there was no signature, weren't willing to sign off.
Sure. My name's Dewey Schaefer with Country View Family Farms. So when Chris sent that to me, it needed to be signed by someone on our leadership team that's approved to sign those type of documents. So I sent it to our group, and I think that when they read it, they said our contract with the Adams covers everything that second paragraph was speaking to. So I guess the best way to say it is make the board aware that we have that language and even stronger in our contract with our relationship with them that then satisfies the ordinance requirements. So the back and forth, and I sure appreciate Pat was involved and you all. I ended up writing a second paragraph to better maybe appease our group. And I put that in there. It came back to you all. Your attorney then added a third paragraph. It came back to us that satisfied, the needs here, and we signed it. I'm not sure about the different addresses. What I would say is what the final version should have is Robert English, who is the general manager of production for our Indiana division and our Indiana office location. And our phone number should be on that sign with his title and date. So yes, I think that should be buttoned up.
Is Country, are you willing to sign our standard form that every company has signed the last 12 to 14 years?
No, there was wording in there that seemed to, I don't know, contradict some of the things that we have in our contract, I guess.
Oh, I don't really care about their contract. Our forms were out of whack with the ordinance. I don't know how it happened, but what it is it had the integrator signing, acknowledging that they'd be liable along with the operator for any violations of the ordinance. And our ordinance does not require that. It only requires the operator to be the one liable for violations, owner, operator, applicant.
It just seems strange that in 12 plus years, we've never had a company
Probably
argue
'cause
about
they-
this that well.
Yep.
We've had Coopers, other major integrators, and they just didn't seem to handle it very well.
All I can tell you is I looked at it in relation to the ordinance and I found that our forms were out of whack.
I guess when that came to us, we take it very seriously. We wanted to read it. We wanted to make sure we understood it and that we could 100% deliver on what we were signing. And so that was part of the back and forth. And I appreciate the effort in getting it. So I think it should be you. Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions or concerns?
In the packet, it doesn't have who will be hauling their manure.
So,
It's you guys, but.
I did fill that out again and, sent it to Megan, but that was after the fact, so.
We didn't get it in our packet. That's
yeah,
why we're asking.
It's revised now and it has all of our credentials on there and everything for.
Yeah, he came in 2 days ago with an amended application that has his details for the application.
No, that's fine. It just wasn't, just to make sure everything was.
Yep, you're good.
Any other questions or concerns for the board?
Oh, I know you've already been in business, few houses like this, never had one complaint. You're doing a good job. The assumption is you'll continue to do a good job.
We were talking on the way up here about being up here 20 years ago, so hopefully, and I don't know, just hopefully we keep doing that.
More questions, concern from the board? All right, if not, we would go to the audience. Anybody wanna?
I just got a question. I was telling a farmer, they can't make money farming. Well, I work with Mandy's town as well, but is there, with the approval?
Can you come up here a second? Yeah, come up here to be official. You guys just take a back seat there. Yeah, come up here and state your name and address. Yep.
Well, my name's Rex Myers, but we own ground touching the north of this property, and the south side there is where my great grandpa lived and owned right where they got P1 and P3, and we own ground on the east side of the property. So as far as our association there, our physical address where we live is 6880 East 100 South Bluffton. So our residence is not close. My name's Rex Myers. But any rate, is there any, with the IDM study and all that, is there anything that the county or state requires as far as water levels? I mean, 9,600 animals plus the cleaning and the manure. I've got tenants on 400 South, and we actually talked about building in the woods just north of there. That's probably not going to happen now because that would be right in line with the smell, which I like to say I'm still a farm kid, but water, I guess, being my primary concern. Is there impact studies or is there expected known numbers that I'm unaware of?
Your local fertilizer dealer uses more water than these hog barns will in season.
Okay.
When they're loading semis or have customers come in and load, they're using multiple times more than what that facility would.
Okay.
And if you live by a stone quarry, that's depleting your water table faster than these hog barns could ever dream of, because they're pumping water out of the stone quarry constantly.
Yeah, we're not.
But those are just examples of there's higher water uses than these barns by far in other areas.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, other than that, if they're willing to do the work, I guess they need to, go for it. But what water was my concern is if it's going to make other people have to drill different wells or have other systems for maintaining a home residential water system.
I haven't ever heard of any issues along those lines. I mean, we have other capable operations too, but I haven't heard of that being a concern or an issue.
Okay. That's as much as I would have to say. Mike.
Any other questions or concerns from the audience? All right. Seeing none, did you have anything more to say? Yeah, I'm looking at Chris, Matt. Yep. Do you have anything more to say since he had?
Yeah, I just appreciate that, Rex, and yeah, just thank you for bringing that up. So hopefully that should work out just fine with the well, but I understand that concern, so appreciate that.
Right. Any more concerns from the board then at this time? Okay, seeing none, I will entertain a motion on this item regulated.
I will abstain from this because of my relationship with Chris, Matt, and Adam Swine Farm.
I also abstain. I was formerly a Country View grower.
I'll make a motion to accept this permit, or however you want to word it.
Development
Plan.
All right, so Gene made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Who was that?
Me.
Ben.
Does that leave us with a quorum?
Need 5?
We need 5 votes. It's not a rezoning, so presumably our commissioner could vote on this if he chose to.
We need to.
I abstain from this vote, so
Brad
may not be a vote since we don't have a quorum.
Brad can also vote.
Brad can vote.
Right.
You can vote.
I guess I can.
So you got, if Brad votes, you got 5.
Well, it has to be 5-0 at that point.
And, this is a development plan. And it's the same as a plat. Have we identified any deficiencies that, with respect to what your ordinance requires for an IDEM regulated operation? Have you noticed anything, staff? Did they submit all the requirements they needed to submit? They met all the application requirements? Okay.
I know that's what I was hesitating because I may have to vote or someone or unless you, but
No,
you're
I
still
abstain.
abstaining. Okay.
Right, council?
You don't need to abstain. Well, you never need to abstain.
Okay.
You choose to abstain on rezonings, which a lot of commissioners do in other communities. This is not a rezoning.
It's not a rezone.
This is not coming back to our
No,
desk.
this will not cross the
Okay, then
commissioner's desk.
I'll vote.
I think that's a good choice. Not that I can't, but yeah, it's not coming back to you,
All
so
right.
it should be good. It should be good. All right, so with that, we got a motion on the floor for Gene made the motion, Ben seconded. Any more discussion before we vote? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor? Passing this item facility, please raise your right hand. Okay, all those opposed? All right, motion passes 5-0 and 2 abstain.
I just want to clarify, Brad does what a lot of chairmen of boards do, according to Robert's Rules of Order, is that they don't vote because they run the meeting and there's an appearance that the chairman tries to run things and push everybody in a certain direction. However, in the Indiana planning law, it says absolutely nothing about requiring to follow Robert's Rules of Order or requiring the chair or the president of the board or commission to not vote. So you're always welcome to vote. It's you choose not to, which is understandable. I think it's
Yeah.
probably the right thing to do,
Okay.
but the statute doesn't require
Doesn't
it.
follow that, so that makes sense. but
Yeah.
I've always been here 25 years. I don't know the president ever votes unless they have to, but okay.
Yeah.
No, I get you. That's
Yeah.
cool. Wow. Learn something new every day. Okay. All good there? All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next item, agenda item, we're gaining. We have another application for item regulated confined feeding operation filed by Kurt Fichter, located on 1100 South, east of 550 West. He's wanting to operate a farm consisting of 9,600 head of hogs. The land is located in section 34 of Hartford Township. Just about the same situation here. Different location, different operator, of course, and we'll let you guys take it away.
Okay. My name is Kurt Fichter. I live 11255 South, Montpelier, Indiana. I've been involved in livestock all my life, specifically hogs. I recently sold out of the farrow to finish operation from my family and was looking to go on my own with my son, which is in the back corner there. And so we do a grain farm as well in this particular area. We have maybe 340 acres that connects. We would also have maybe 500 or 600 acres that would be within a mile from manure as well. So I realized we filed my state permit maybe 30 to 40 days ago. I would expect it back in 30 days probably. But I guess I was gonna ask for contingent upon my state permit, basically the same thing that the Adams family did as well.
And just kicks and giggles, you
Sorry.
are.
Sorry, I should have introduced
No,
him.
you're good. Fine.
My Dan Kinker, address 6685 East County Road 150 North, Greensburg, Indiana. I've assisted Kurt with developing the IDEM permit application and also assisted with bits and pieces of the development plan application for the county. So.
All right. Okay, with that, any questions, concerns from the board at this time?
I have one, Brad.
Okay.
In the paperwork you filled out, it's number 9, final disposal of manure and runoff. You have under liquid manure, just tank wagon checked. But I think IDEM regulations require injection, right?
IDEM does not require injection, but it's pretty much industry standard at this point. So it'd either be tank wagon with an injector or drag line technology where it directly comes out of the.
And inject.
Would be injection,
So,
correct.
so with soil injection, should that have been checked in this application or not?
It's possible.
That was my question. I wanted to get away from surface application,
Sure.
so, or
Absolutely.
questioning that,
Most
so.
of the manure will be or injected drag line within the ground that is close by.
Then on the site map you provided, you have a note, all manure structures are more than 400 feet from any non-farm residence or public building.
Correct.
Shouldn't you have 600 feet? Because that's what IDEM requires.
IDEM statute's 400 feet.
Are you more than,
Yeah.
but our county is
We-
600.
Your county is 600, correct? Yes. IDEM requires 400 from a non-farm residence or a public use facility.
Then you also noted any adjoining or contiguous AFOs are not under common ownership.
Correct.
There aren't any, are there?
There are not. It's just kind of a boilerplate language we use for the state permit that if it's basically states that if they are contiguous, then if you got to differentiate if they are common ownership or not. So.
Thank you. One reason I selected this site in particular is I was trying to stay away from houses as much as possible. I realize it's not perfect, but as you look at the map, you see no houses there. There is one to the south, but it's probably 1,200 feet. Maybe, I'm not sure, but it's well beyond the 600 feet.
Oh, just, you're noting it, just
Sure.
asking why.
Right. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, yeah.
You've been permitted for 2 structures. Are you going to do 2 structures?
At this time, I'm only planning to do one with the ability to do 2 in the future. It's kind of the same work to do 1 or 2, but at this time, only 1.
I went past there and I noticed that there was some excavating being done.
Yeah, there is.
What's?
So that is a tile that I'm putting in. That is it's a little bit affiliated with the project, but not really. I'm gonna put yeah, it basically runs along 1100 South and then down into that lower area that you see there in the middle of the map.
So Kurt and I had looked at this last spring probably it was, and he's in a pothole there, what you're seeing in the middle of that. So really tough to drain out of there, to drain that water. And it's accepting water from all the way around it in there. So it's quite a project that he's doing to drain that.
You're gonna pump it up.
But it actually, as you see it there, where the buildings are at, naturally drains the other way. Like I said, that project is not really affiliated with this. The only affiliation that it has is I have power now. And I probably would not have went to the expense. Well, I don't want to say I have power, but I presume I will have power. I probably would not have went to the expense to put power in with just a pump station. So I guess I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Any more questions, concerns from the board? Manure calculations,
Mm-hmm.
you have 6 inches of freeboard and 6 inches of residual solids.
Correct.
Where do you figure the 6 inches of freeboard from?
So it'd be from the bottom of the slats would be the freeboard.
You actually have a lineal under that. You'll need more than that or you'll kill your ventilation, won't you?
Well, within reason, yes. So we kind of use the residual solids and that is the buffer for, so if you don't have 6 inches of residual solids, then you'd still have a foot of freeboard under your lintels. So correct.
But you need almost from the top of the slat, you need 16 inches to clear the lintels.
That's probably a fair statement. Yes.
Just pointing it out.
Yeah. No, that's.
Your integrator's not gonna let you touch the bottom of
No,
your.
that's noted.
Bottom
Yeah,
of your lintels.
absolutely. Yeah. So those would, again, would be back to IDEM regulations.
Yeah, you still meet all the regulations.
Yeah, they
It's just-
require 6-inch residual of solids and 6-inch of storage capacity from the freeboards.
I'm guessing you have a letter there that you're gonna read probably?
Eventually.
Okay. Well, in that letter, it states that it is within a mile of a nature preserve. I don't believe that to be correct. I'm not sure if that's pertains to it or not, but it's well beyond that.
I believe there's two letters there.
Yeah, there is two. Any other questions or concerns? Board. All right, seeing none, we'll go to the audience at this time. Before we get there, I will try to quickly read two letters, best I can here, go through them. It says, Dear Planning Commission, we want to state our opposition to Mr. Kurt Fiechter's proposed hog buildings at 1100 South 550 West in Adams County. These numbers of swine will adversely affect our home, those of our neighbors and surrounding area due to the odor and flies, as well as the potential to adversely affect the water supply and the potential to adversely affect the Wabash River watershed. It should be noted that this location is within a mile of the nature preserves and wetlands managed by the Indiana DNR. Address that. It should also be noted that Mr. Kurt Fichter does not live in Adams County, but resides several miles away and upwind from this location. Thank you for your concerns. Under consideration, Henry and Jeanette Johnson. They have their address there. All right. And then another letter here. We are writing this letter to you in regard to a proposed CFO hog operation that Kurt Fichter desires to build in Hartford Township, Adams County, a mile directly west of our home where we have resided since 1995. We did not receive a letter from him, but we were instead informed of this application from a neighbor who has received notification. We are opposed to this facility being built there for many reasons. We live in a beautiful 130-year-old home that has been lovely cared for us by those who have lived here before us. When we moved to Adams County and found this property for sale, we purposely drove around the area on the nearby roads to make sure there was no farms close to the property. If any were discovered, we would have continued to look elsewhere to establish our home, finding only crops being raised in the surrounding area we purchased our current home. Over the more than 30 years we have lived here, we have worked long and hard to build what we have considered to be our outdoor sanctuary. We enjoy and care for several flower beds, grow and maintain a big vegetable garden each year, and relax around our beautiful pond. We are not only enjoy being outdoors in our yard during the spring and summer, but also our big wrap around the porch and additional porches off the first floor room. We are able to sit outside most of the year, enjoy the peace and quiet of our surroundings as we are listening to bird song. When folks visit our home, they often remark how peaceful our place is. Very seldom do cars go down our road. Most traffic is only from the few people who live on 1150 South, since that is where 400 West comes into the road. Our old home has transformed windows above the doors, and we designed to enable us to have them open, allowing the cool breeze to waft through the house. With these open, we were able to enjoy the fresh air long before we ever had to close the windows to turn on the air conditioning. We sleep with the bedroom window open nightly, except when the air conditioner runs. It is proposed, if this proposed hog facility is built behind our property directly to the west, we fear that these things that we have come to enjoy most about our home will be taken away from us. What odors will permit our home for nearly 10,000 hogs living directly behind us will be driven indoors, windows closed at the outside. What noise will be generated from 10,000 screaming pigs? How much noise and traffic will roar down our roads with the vehicles going to and from such a large operation? How will this affect the property value? Should we have to sell and move? What about the elevated health risks, such as large operation in our neighborhood will produce? Will there be airborne toxins released, such as ammonia and hydrogen sulfide? Studies have shown that these emissions are linked to aggravated asthma, chronic bronchitis, and reduced lung infections, according to Duke University. In addition, research indicates that proximity to hog CAFOs is associated with hospitalizations from conditions such as anemia, kidney disease, edema, tuberculosis. These elevated health risks prevent concerns to us with this proposed facility. We are therefore opposed to such a facility being built and operating a mere mile directly west of our home. Philip and Michelle Ish. So with that, are there any questions, concerns from the audience? If there is, please come up here and state your name and address.
Yes, my name is John Staley. I'm at 5252 west of on State Road 116, directly a little less, just a little less than a half a mile straight north of the proposed site. And so with that, I strongly object to the project. The smell, the flies, and sorry to say, Mr. Fichter has not been forthright with me with this situation. He first contacted me, his tile project, which at this point, it appears that it has nothing to do with the project. Yes, there's my property there. But he wanted, where he took that tile along the road or brought it from 550 west up to his building site. He wanted to cut the corner at the road and go through my field. We'll stay as close to your corner post as we can. Well, a few days later, flags were probably about 30 feet, 35 feet out into my field. I got, no, this isn't going to happen. So they did, they cut 1100 south, and then they had to cut the pavement through 550 west. It's amazing, on that side of the corner post, they stayed within 4 feet. So anyway, and the day that I met with him to talk to him about that, I said, well, what's that guy doing out there? Oh, taking some soil samples. What for? Oh, maybe someday I'll build something. It wasn't very long. Found out that someday was going to be pretty close. And so I questioned, Kurt, you say you're only going to put up one house. How do we know the next thing is going to be 4? And I mean, you say one thing, you came to my house and well, it's going to be a long while before we do anything. We haven't applied for any permits or anything. Boom. I get a letter that you have. And the concern that I'd like to see something changed is I failed to bring my letter that I received from this office. The compost site, showed it to the west of the building. If we can bring that up.
We didn't actually draw that on this little thing, but it's on his print. About where my arrow is, somewhere in there.
Which they could put that to the south. So you could put that to the south. At least it's not an incinerator. So he says. The, where are the power lines gonna come from? You know, yeah.
He,
You'll
he
get
can
your
always
chance
address
to
that later.
respond,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're talking to us at this
Okay.
point. He can always address those things later.
I'd like to
when we
know
give
where
him
the power lines are
where do you
coming
want the power
from.
lines to come from, okay? Okay, we'll make sure we answer that. Yep.
And, yeah, I have written down here incinerator, I meant the compost building. Water runoff. If you look at the map up there again, that black little dot to the west of the building site, there you are. There's a culvert there, I believe. No. In fact, the end of their building is probably where a little culvert is. And it's just for runoff and it crosses into my field. There's no catch basin there. They're gonna create a lot more runoff. It's just gonna run in out in my field. It's already a little bit of a low spot, causes problems. So. So I guess at this point, that's what I have to say. Another thing, I guess, that we were talking about manure application. I don't know if they still do it, but they did, which he would have been involved with, an irrigation gun. And just out across, there's a big irrigation type gun. Is that even allowed?
That
That
with the right
smells.
conditions, but I don't know that that's gonna take place.
That smells.
Okay. One quick question before you leave. Why are you wanting to move the compost bin, I guess, to the south?
Supposedly they don't smell so bad. Well, I still want it behind where I don't get the smell of it.
Okay.
And maybe I'm not really familiar with the compost business, but I know a large dairy place, they use it. Once in a while, maybe if they have a larger animal, maybe there's a bone that doesn't get quite composted, I guess. But
They're inspected by, and especially an IDM facility, they'll inspect that. They're supposed to be enclosed. I mean, but yeah, things could happen, but yeah, they're supposed to be enclosed, so dogs can't dig those up and they should be covered. And things
I
like
mean,
that.
did fox, coyote, what have you, can't get to it?
Not supposed to be.
Okay. That was a bit of a concern.
If this facility is built and you have issues, it is your right to get a hold of IDEM. That is the agency that they have to hold that permit. If you have problems with their manure application, their composting, it should have came in a letter where you have their number to contact IDEM. Because that would be, we really can't remedy that once it's built. But there is an agency in place that takes care of the public on these concerns.
I got one more question for the producer. Like, we're worried about the aerial application of manure. Is it mandated that it's injected or not?
You're talking to me, the
Yeah.
operator?
Do you mandate your manure be injected?
We do not, no. But in practical use,
I mean, you lose your nitrogen and whatnot.
yes, I haven't seen that type of application done in a long, long time. Now, maybe it's happening, I'm not aware of it, but I've talked to no less than about 6 growers on this last 3 days. All of them drag line and inject. So that's one of the values and the reasons that they're trying to build this is for the value of the wool for their crops.
So would they put that in writing or not? They're gonna inject it?
I assume he'll answer that eventually when we give him some time, yes. So,
I'm not saying,
Like I say, you-
I'm not saying they did that last year, but
exactly, yeah, you typically need a lagoon, and I don't know that they're building a lagoon even for that type of system. So, yeah, I don't foresee that happening. But we can let him address that here. Okay?
thousands of acres that they have, I wish they could have went somewhere else with the project, but thank you, guys.
All right. Any other questions or concerns from the audience?
For the record, my name's George Steiner. I live on 4611 West State Road 116. I'm just down the road from John Staley. On this proposal, I don't mind having a hog operation, but with all the houses coming around that section within a half a mile, there's about 12 of us. And I think Mr. Fichter can find a better place to put the building because he said 340 acres to connect to that facility. And I can't see across the road Staley. To the east is Paul and south, and across the other road, just 80 is kind of out here to the east where they have some ground like over at Keith Hostetter and the Glendenning farm. They could move that building over there and get it farther away from people. Or you bought that farm from the University of Huntington, which is 375 acres, all in one section. So as far as working on your own, I still think you guys still all work together because you pull all your stuff together. So I pose that he ought to move it somewhere else because there's about 12 families going to have that. And my concern is on the road. He said he's going to knife. There is a thing that people don't know. This board, have you heard of Rain 360? And has he used 360? And over on 600 East in Wells County, they tore up the road applying this. And I don't know who's paying for that, but if we start doing this, moving this manure on frat tanks and hauling out in trucks, which is going to be 100 to 120,000, they ought to find something where he's got 375 acres all in one section instead of this 80 out here. And now I know they farm some other farm up there, but I know nothing's been approached to me about it. And I heard it from the neighbors. I'm just pointing out the facts here. And I think you got to consider how many houses that's going to be in the area of the wind. So anybody has any questions for me, let it open to you guys.
Questions for him? Yeah, in summary, you're basically saying he can move it
I'm
somewhere
opposed.
else.
I think he
basically.
can
Yep.
find a better place with a lot less people to be affected by the smell and the odor. Because that gravel road is going to have to be built up for the trucks. And the electricity is going to have to be coming in from a mile away. Where I know that University is 375, that's on a main road. Or there's one down, I think Mealy's down off of Jay County, which is mainly off of 18. And then you'd have almost a mile before anybody's house is being there. And you'd affect only 1 or 2 people, not 12. Thank you.
Any more questions or concern from the audience? All right. Seeing none, you want to come back and
If you would like me to, yeah.
discuss any of those things that were brought up? Power lines,
Yeah, if you would
compost
mind
building, water runoff.
zoom out on that picture a little bit. So power will come, actually, push, yeah. So that house there in the southwest corner, there will be poles that will run on my side of the road, north, and then on my side of the road again, on the south side of the road. So that's where power will come from. I've also installed an 18-inch tile, or actually a 15-inch tile, all the way along Mr. Staley's property on my side. So I really don't think he's gonna have, the culvert that he was referring to is completely plugged off, just from years of not being used. If I'm thinking of the correct one, but anyways, there is a 15-inch tile that runs along the road that I just installed this spring. What were some of the other concerns?
Yeah, he was concerned about you. At first there, you said one house, two house, and four houses, but I know one answer I was gonna say is we're only approving two houses for now. So
Right,
there's no
yep.
way you can build four.
Yeah, there's no way I could build four.
Power lines, moving your compost
Yeah.
pile.
As you can see there in the picture, that wasn't an easy feat, cutting the intersection there. I tried to be considerate of Mr. Staley. So, I mean, I want to be a good neighbor. The compost, we will try to make that as hidden as possible. So yeah, I don't, there probably were other places I could put it, but a lot of people don't know the family dynamics, and it's probably not as easy as they might think.
Your one manure application, he was concerned with irrigating it on.
Yeah,
Is
I
that-
mean, I think what he was referring to is my father had a rain gun 15, 20 years ago. He sold that long ago.
You do manure just one time a year? Is that the way it works?
Yeah, in the fall.
All right, well, any more questions or concerns from the board then at this time? Yes, seeing none, I will entertain a motion. This.
I'll abstain again, same reason.
You could vote. All right.
Again, this is a situation where the application requirements were met and you didn't identify any deficiencies with respect to the ordinance. Got the IDEM permit is not received yet, correct?
Correct.
So if there is a motion, it would have to be
Contingent upon.
contingent upon the staff being given a copy of the verified permit issued by IDEM.
It's technically we have a 600-foot setback from building to a home.
Yeah.
And roughly the closest home is double that.
Okay. Here we go.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. We got a motion made by
With-
Phil to approve,
Subject to,
to contingent upon the IDEM
IDEM.
approval.
yes.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Right, and Gene Whitty, you got the second. This is a main motion, requires majority vote. Any more discussion before we vote? Seeing none, we will vote. All those,
I did say on a CAFO, an IDEM facility, the key word is management. If a facility is managed, if a facility meets all the requirements, meets all the setbacks, because I've been through this myself. The key is management. The key to management is smell, composting, just doing the job right. That's the key.
And as Paul reiterated, I mean, being an IDM facility, it doesn't make it any better, but they are inspected. They have to be up to par or they're gonna be shut down according to doing the right thing. So that's one good thing being IDM, to be honest. Okay. So we got a motion. Bill and Gene seconded. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Okay. All those opposed? So motion passes 6-0 to 1 abstain.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, last thing for this evening. Last but not least, we have a petition to rezone, another rezone situation, R 2026-07, filed by Ramsey Bullenbacher. He is requesting the rezone of a 2-acre tract of land to be changed from Ag A to I-2 heavy industrial on 1,000 south west of 600 east. The land is located in section 28 of Jefferson Township. So for the record, we will let you explain a little bit more about this. Just
Okay.
state your name and address.
I'm Ramsey Bombacher. I live on 101 80 South, 500 East, Geneva. And I'm wanting to rezone 2 acres so I can put a building, do some plastic business out of it.
What type of plastic business?
Making bottles, blow molding.
How many people would you have employed?
None, just me. I'm looking for a way to do my own thing and not have to go to work, you know, for somebody else.
Is there any waste produced from this process?
Waste?
Yeah.
No, you regrind all the bottles and stuff that's scrap or whatever, you regrind and reuse it. So there's very minimal waste.
Is it collected and then brought in, trucked in? How does the plastic get there?
The supply, it comes in, it's pelletized form. You know, they can come in boxes or get larger quantities. You can get it trucked in or however you get it. But I would just get like boxes, 1,500 pound boxes, got it in and use that out of that.
What percentage of regrind can you put back? Can you blow molding?
Do what?
What percentage of regrind can you do any blow molding?
I think you can do, I think it's like 50% or somewhere right there.
I used to I worked at a gas tank factory where they did 7-layer blow molding with the
Yeah.
barrier layer. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
How much traffic will there be as far as coming and going?
Not a lot. I'm probably gonna have maybe a little box truck so I can haul stuff down to get supplies from Doug Gilbert. That's where he owns a business. I'm kind of getting machines from. But as far as like semis, I'm not saying never, but no, not right now. I mean, I'm just 2 machines and me.
Noise, there's not a
No,
noise issue.
nope. A lot of things, probably air compressor.
Outside storage or anything outside?
Just 40 by 60.
So
Outside lighting's our next question to ask.
Do up.
Outside lighting, this way you don't bother the neighbors. We have to ask it.
Yeah, I'll probably have a security light, but that's about it.
And then will trucks back off the road or will it always be a turnaround?
If I ever get trucks, they can, I mean, right now I got the driveway kind of in mind as just one single in, but you know, I can make it so I can turn around, you know, however.
it's 20 feet wide enough should there be a semi to be able to swing into there without destroying a ditch or anything like that?
Yeah, I think.
Close.
You know, the startup business goes well, you may want to expand.
Possibly.
Do you own all the land around there?
No, my dad does.
So you have an in for a purchase of, you want?
Yep. And the reason I'm picking that spot is because of the power. You know, 3 phases there, it's run to my family's grain setup, and to do it at my house, it costs $20,000+ to get power there.
So they're gonna have restroom.
Gonna have restroom, maybe a little office, and that's about it inside.
I mean, I admire you for wanting to do a bit, start a business and all that. I think that's great. Where I would have a problem is just changing the zoning to heavy industrial, that if you leave or whatever, now we've got a spot that's heavy industrial. And there's all kinds of things that can come in there. And it's also in the middle of an ag zone. And that's I think that's the bigger issue than, I think what you're doing is, you know, I don't see it like environmentally or with the neighbors or anything like that, a big problem, but I do see it as a conflict with the zoning we have here in the county.
And did you say you're gonna have a bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay, of course, you know, the ground's got a perk for a leach bed.
I think I can do a tank, you know, and get it pumped out.
Okay, was that your intent then?
Yeah, that was my intent.
Because I was gonna say 2 acres with your building and then a leach bed and everything else.
Mhm.
You know, you're gonna be crowded before you get started.
Is there any offsite drainage to that going to happen? How are you gonna handle the
Do what?
drainage, downspouts drainage?
The field is actually tiled every 30 feet. So the downspouts will just go into the field tile, and the main runs behind it and goes over to a ditch kind of to the northwest. There's no ditch there. There goes to.
They asked about noise. If somebody in our office or called asked about smell, is there any kind of smells with this? You're not melting anything?
No.
It's all chopping it up.
Yep.
Is there, okay, back to Phil's question. Once you rezone, there's nothing, legal counsel, there's nothing, you can always rezone back to ag, right?
It could be rezoned back to ag, yes.
I mean, in the event that the business doesn't go, or the event that, you know.
And, you know, the petitioner could always propose to limit uses. I mean, the heavy industrial has 30 uses that it permits. Some of them, like a salvage yard, probably not a great idea.
Right.
So maybe there's some things there that could voluntarily be put in a written commitment that would excise certain uses or just identify uses as not being permitted. And that would get recorded. And so it would be in the chain of title. We don't do written commitments a lot here on this commission or with the BZA, but it's always a tool at your disposal. Now, I mean, I don't think the plan commission should impose those things on a rezoning. But, you know, if the petitioner had some inkling to do that, he could propose it.
Well, we just recently, almost not identical, but very close. The, Mr. Hout did a rezoning here a couple months ago.
Welding shop?
Pardon me?
For his welding shop?
Yeah. It was about like a 2-acre spot.
Do you propose a written commitment? I don't remember.
He did not.
No.
And I know sometimes we have a special use that's an option, which would be really handy in this spot,
Yeah,
because that wasn't an option for this type of business. Because I wish it was, because that answers this question. If he quit doing that and left it, then that special use went away and everything went back to normal. But it wasn't an option. Just FYI, that's why it's a zone.
He's zoned where he has to be.
We didn't have any other choice. That was it.
But at least on this one, he has access to more acres if he ever wants to, probably.
Yeah.
We can talk him into it.
I don't know.
But
Did
if
you ever
that,
talk to his
that were
dad?
to
He's kind of
occur,
grumpy.
if things go well and you wanna, you would have to come back in and ask for a rezone of additional property to add on to a facility, right?
Well, if he needed more.
Yeah, outside the 2-acre. Yeah.
Right.
So that's always a possibility too.
When does the development plan come into play?
5,000 square foot.
5,000, building of 5,000 square feet or more.
And like we always address, just watch your extreme lighting out in the country and then your turnaround, we just really don't want you backing off the road. So
Right.
depending on the future, how that looks, you may need to make a turnaround lane or something.
Yeah.
All right, any more questions from the board? The audience, anybody want to speak in the audience?
I just talked.
Well, you're supposed to. I know we know you, but we'll make it official.
Oh, yeah. He didn't want to sit by you, though.
Maybe you want to come back up here on the board. Not really.
Rod Bohnbacher, 11507 South, 500 East Geneva. The thing on, and I know I talked to Mark and Megan about it, but the reason it went heavy industrial is because it said manufacturing plastics. He's taking plastic pellets and making bottles. Is that?
We're here now, so I don't
know.
how to.
The heavy industrial sounds bad, I know.
I know.
But that's why we're here. Because it's listed as manufacturing plastic. I'm not asking different, but that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you clarified that while you're there too, that's always the question, but you got 3-phase access there. So
Right.
it helps clarify why you're there too.
Another thing that I think is a plus is you got all kind of power lines running out in our part of the country. Nobody's using them. We got somebody that's wanting to use them.
All right. No one else from the audience then? All right. Anybody else from the board again? Yeah, nothing else to say, Ramsey, you're good? Okay. All right. With that, I will entertain this would be a recommendation to the commissioners for a rezone. make the recommendation to rezone.
Second.
Or what was that?
Dane,
All right, Ben
Ben
Redinger made them rec- to pass, yes, to recommend.
recommend.
Yep, recommend to rezone, Ben, and then Paul seconded.
And Doug abstains.
Doug's abstaining, okay? All right, so any more discussion because its main motion requires a majority vote? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Okay, and those opposed? All right, the rezone passes 5-1 with one abstain. All right, and I think that concludes our agenda for this evening. We do have your, I guess, minutes from the June 18th meeting. Were there any additions or corrections to those minutes that were sent out in our packets? Seeing none, those minutes will stand approved as sent out by Megan. Is there any other business? And again, looking at the time, we did not discuss our comprehensive plan again, but we will table that for the next meeting, which I'm hearing we potentially might have a meeting in
Most
August.
Possibly.
Possibly, it looks like we're gonna have an August meeting. So hold that last goal to discuss in August.
I know everyone's disappointed.
All good? All right, because if there's no more business, I'm about to adjourn this meeting and the meeting is officially adjourned at 9:02.
Deep.
I'm like 30 seconds away from the 3 hours.
Or issue result. That before issue result.